in 2025, we had the addition of RLCS 1v1s, and I think everyone would agree with me when I say that it was a huge success. We had Nupo, we had Moxie battling it out in Lyon, France for the first ever title of 1v1 World Champion. Super cool, super prestigious, but I think Blast, Epic, whoever makes the decisions for the RLCS has decided that we don't have enough cinema. And so obviously we must add the most played game mode in the game of Rocket League, and that is 2v2s. That's right, your bronzes, your silvers, your pros, your SSLs all play 2v2s the most, and so it's being added to the RLCS. I'm super excited. I hope you're super excited. But since I'm super excited, I want to talk about the teams that I'm excited for and that I anticipate being really, really good in 2s this year. And we're going to talk about the 4 biggest regions, that being North America, Europe, SAM, and MENA. Starting off with North America with probably the most anticipated 2v2 team in Beast Mode in Daniel. Coming off of their World Championship win in 2025 with Atomic and NRG. You could argue that their 3's performance is enough to say that they'll be good at 2s, but their history goes much further than that, right? Currently we're watching Gamers 8 2023, where it was crew battle type tournament, where there was 2v2s, 1v1s, and 3v3s. But someone correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't fact check this, but I believe that in every single 2v2 match that Daniel and Beast Mode played this tournament, they didn't lose a single one. They won every single match, and there was some good teams in this tournament, right? I mean, it's Gamers 8. For those that don't know, that is now the current Esports World Cup. But obviously, I mean, they're playing against Rawas and Kalirs, 2 really, really good players. There was also Vitality, Furia. This was Prime Vitality too. This was Zen, Radosin, and Alpha 54. And I mean, version 1, that's the team that Daniel and Beast Mode are at the time of this tournament, came off with a dub, showing how good that they are in 2s, right? Amazing. We have seen them play lately as well. Well, not super lately, but in the last off season, I think it was Arm the Rebels, right? Shoperai Rebellion put on a tournament called Arm the Rebels, where they had a 2v2 tournament, and I believe Beast Mode and Daniel won that tournament against First Killer and LJ in the finals. And so they still have it, and I'm excited to see them play, right? They're called Dan Mode for a reason. They play in a way where they don't really overcommit. They play solo plays, but they leave boost left over, so that they can recover nice and quickly, right? It's like 3s but on steroids, right? So I'm super excited for this Daniel Beast Mode team. But we're going to talk about the other duo on this pitch right now. Talk about MENA, and this is the now Team Falcons. And at the time of this tournament that we're watching, it was World 1. But this is Rawas and Kalirs. I think everyone is super excited for them. They obviously are twins, and so they have that twinergy, right? Chemistry that other players don't have. Kalirs is aggressive and good at beating 2 players. Rawas is good at holding the back line and getting stops that no one else can get. But this iteration is interesting because Rawas and Kalirs, I mean, they could play together, and I think they will. I think that would be the best choice. But Team Falcons did just add Drawley to the roster for their 3v3 team, right? And so I wonder if they'll throw Drawley into the mix. Maybe Drawley and Rawas. I'm not really sure how it'll work. It's kind of interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Drawley should replace Rawas or Kalirs? If so, which one? Because it's kind of hard, because Drawley is arguably the best player in the world, but Kalirs and Rawas are twins who have been playing together forever. And this is 2s, not 3s, right? So it's obviously different than 3s. But I'm super excited for this Rawas Kalirs duo. I hope they play together. Let me know if you guys think they should play together. But we're going to finish this replay. Well, actually, let's get into the next replay before we talk about the next team. And we're going to start with, we'll start with Europe in the next replay. Like I was saying, we have 2 more regions to talk about, Europe and South America. And so we're going to start with probably the strongest region, especially in 2s for sure. And that is Europe. We're going to talk about a team that actually just got top 8 at the World Championships, and that is Nas and Oski of NIP, of Ninjas in Pajamas. They just got top 8 with Radosin, beating teams like Vitality, going to Game 5 with NRG. They beat Twisted Minds. Obviously a great team, but rumors are so far that Nas and Oski are going to drop Radosin, potentially pick up Archie, and by the looks of it, it looks like Gentlemates are looking to pick them up, which is super interesting because Gentlemates is a completely French org, and they're going to have no French players, which I think is the first time that's happened. So a little weird, but it'll work. Nas just absolutely whiffs there, which doesn't help my case for him, that's for sure. I do really believe in this Nas-Oski duo that I assume will be the duo. I'm assuming Archie will probably be the one sitting out on this team for 2v2s. But Nas and Oski, both super mechanical players, which in 2s is super beneficial. Obviously, we've seen it with Nas. He is consistently #1 on the leaderboards. I'd say him and Zen just like trade. So obviously he's doing something right, and I think it'll translate just fine to 2s in RLCS and the pro play, because he's just figured it out in 3s, and he's had it figured out in 2s forever. But I'm super excited for this team because we'll see plays that we never see in 3s because you're constantly challenged, right? Nas and Oski will just be able to pull off things, like I said, that we've never seen, that are super fun to watch. And that's why I'm super excited for 2s in general, but especially for this team. For their high mechanical plays right as they go down 2-0. Really not helping my case here, guys. But let's talk about the other side of the world here, South America. A new duo to the scene, kind of, I guess. Obviously, we all know Yan on Furia. Furia did not have great success in 3v3 RLCS this past year, and so looking to make a change, and it looks like Shift has reported that they'll be dropping Drafinho and adding Swift to the roster, which I think is really the only move you can make, right? That's probably the best thing you can do, because Swift is arguably #2 player in South America right now, for good reason. And we've seen them play as a duo once before, and if you guys remember, RLCS or Rocket League, whoever it was, put on Champions Road, which was a series of tournaments every month where it was 2v2s, 1v1s, sometimes Rumble, sometimes Hoops, random stuff like that. But early on in the season, we saw Swift and Yan play in Champions Road 2v2 and win the whole thing against other great Sam duos like Lost and Drafinho, Mata, KB1, I believe. I'm trying to think of others off the top of my head. I think Raisebowl was in there. He might have been in America at the time. I'm not really sure. But super, super good duo. They won the whole thing. Kind of similar to Nas and Oski here. They can be really mechanical, especially Yan, right? He can get touches that no one else can get. And so when you're not constantly being challenged, it can be a lot of fun. And Sam Rocket League, when they are really going, when they're challenging everything, when they're playing fast, it is a lot of fun to watch. It is hecky fun. And so I'm excited to watch them play. I assume that they're the ones that are going to make it out of the 2v2s because I think, at least on paper, they're definitely the best duo in Sam. They showed it early on in the year. I think that they'll show it in the RLCS. But that's the regions I have for you today. Obviously, there's APAC, there's SSA, there's OCE, but those ones aren't as interesting, and I don't think they'll have a spot like like 1v1s, right? We had just these 4 regions compete for majors and for worlds. I think it's the same for 2s, although not everything has been released yet, so maybe it'll be different. I'm not really sure. But let me know your guys' thoughts on potential 2v2 teams. Who do you guys think I missed out in North America, Mina, Europe, and Sam? Do you think I'm stupid for having some of these teams as the best? Maybe I am, but I really believe in these duos. I'm excited for them. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I'll try and keep up with these outs. I'm having lots of fun with these videos. And I will see all of y'all in the next video.